Hey everybody, welcome to Bestie Book Reviews. I'm here with my bestie Mandy.
And I'm here with my bestie, Jessica.
What were you going to say? Were you going to should I put on my bossy shirt today?
No.
Okay. So tell the fine people at home watching or on their phones or wherever the heck they are what we're doing today.
Well, fine people at home, we are going to be talking about firefighters and romance books.
Yeah. Because those are yummy.
And apparently Jessica's already hot and has taken her clothes off.
I'm hot. And also cozy at the same time. It's great. So I'm not really hot. It's actually kind of cold this morning and today. It's chilly. We walked home from church today and it was cold.
Really?
Yeah.
And you were making fun of Mr. Goose for being cold.
I know I was making fun of you for taking care of Mr. Goose for being cold.
Wait, you're making fun of me for taking care of a pet?
I'm making fun of you because you've become the little dog owner where you're like, oh, he's shivering. We got to get him on his blanket. I just see my future. When we have this future of when we're old and we have to live together, it's going to be all about the dogs. What if I'm cold in the corner? Do I get a blanket?
So Mr. Goose's lifespan is about 14, 15 years. So you're anticipating.
No. Now that you have a little dog, there'll probably be another little dog after Mr. Goose because you like that lap dog.
No one will ever replace Mr. Goose.
Oh, no, nobody can ever.
If I were picking another dog, it would be a straight up bull mastiff.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Not some mastiff that I buy out of a Burger King parking lot and then it turns out it's Cane Corso and I have to spend a shit ton of money to get the dog trained.
Yeah. I'll do that.
The dog is way too hyper to be a bull mastiff.
Yeah. Okay, but back to firefighters.
Yes.
Let's talk about some firefighter romances. But before we start talking about some firefighter romances, you have something that you need to do.
Yes. Well, we would love for you to hit that subscribe button so Jessica doesn't have to resort to feet pics. So thank you. Also, like and comment, do you like firefighters and your romance books? We did this once 2 years ago and we haven't done one since. I think we've put out a few shorts with firefighters in it, but this is our first rec video, I think, in over 2 years for firefighters.
I think so. I think we have one or two from before, but they didn't do that. We were also a tinier channel back then too, but
I think for what we were at, they did fine. But yeah. So let's dive into some firefighters.
Let's talk firefighters. Could make so many jokes right now, but I'm going to keep it clean and we're going to talk about some butts. All right. Well, the first book that I have on my list is a Devney Perry book. This is
That is shocking.
I know.
I think some of mine might be shocking as well.
Probably. So this is The Clover Chapel, and this is actually a marriage in Vegas book, but our hero is a firefighter. So this is about Emmy or Emmeline and Nick. So they meet in Vegas one night, and on a dare, they get married. And then the next morning, Emmy wakes up and Nick is not there. And so, the wedding ring is there. There's a letter there. I'm just kind of checking my notes here. So then she does not know what happened to him at all. And they weren't even drunk. And then 9 years later, she moves to this small town in Montana. I believe she was a teacher. She's going to be a teacher in the town. And that is when she runs into her husband, Nick, who is a firefighter in this small town. And, things go from there. But, yep, why can't I switch over? There we go. Whew. Don't like the way they changed it.
It's so easy. You push
But every time I tap it, I must not be hitting the right spot because then it gives me the drop down menu every single time.
You're in the wrong side then.
No, I am. Jeff's making dirty jokes over there. So I'm just gonna let you talk about your next book. We're just gonna breeze over that.
Okay.
Okay.
So my next one is actually I really love this book a lot.
Okay.
I still think about it, and I read it, I think, like a year ago.
Okay.
Which says a lot considering how much we read.
Yes, it
Okay,
does.
so what?
I said, yes, it does.
My next book is called What We Keep by Jennifer Milligan. Milligan?
Yep.
And so we have Avery and Gabriel. So they are married, but something has happened and we don't really know what, but they're not together anymore. And Avery is in therapy and she's recounting how everything fell apart. So part one of the book is just from her point of view, and then part two switches to dual point of view. So Avery kind of starts at the beginning of the story, and she was in a house fire and she was rescued by firefighter Gabriel. And from there, they end up running into each other and they end up dating. They fall in love, they get married, and now they're no longer together. And so we don't know why something's happened and they're just not together. So this is like a marriage in crisis or marriage and divorce type situation. It's super angsty. It's super great. You can follow everything. It doesn't like this was the first book that I read that made me think, ooh, maybe a marriage at crisis. Like I would want to read about because this isn't mundane, like we got in a fight because he doesn't keep the house clean or anything like that. It's so good. It's very deep. There's a lot of stuff going on. So check your triggers, but it is really, really good. Well, crap. Now I'm doing the same thing.
Oopsie, I jinxed us.
Yes.
Okay. Well, then my next book is a firefighter, but it is.
I would hope so. That's the whole point of this video.
But he's a fire jumper, which that they go out into the woods and they put out fires and stuff out there in the wilderness. So this is Protect by Paisley Hope. I have talked about this series. This is a trilogy of 3 books. I've talked about this quite a few times. But this is book number 2 in the Sky Ridge Hot Shots. You can read all 3 because they're all 3 firefighters. But I chose book number 2 because it's the one that I've talked about the least in the series. So this one is a second chance romance with a single mom. This is about Violet and Rowan. So Violet has just gone through a divorce. She is a nurse and she is a single mom to a little girl. And at least I think it was a little girl. Doesn't matter. Anyhow, she's moved back home now that her divorce is finalized. And she runs into Rowan. He was her best friend, her brother's best friend. Her brother died a handful of years earlier. He was also a hotshot firefighter, and he fell into some ash or something and got burned and was not able to get pulled out, and it was a very tragic thing. And back then when this happened, she and Rowan had actually been dating at the time, and he broke her heart during that time. And so now she's back, and he is determined to get her back no matter what the cost is.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So my next one is a novella. I picked it because he's a firefighter and he rescues her. So my first 3 books are directly like the firefighter and the heroine are directly connected to his profession. Like he's rescuing in those. And then my last 2 books it's his profession and it really plays a big role, but it's not a rescue situation. So in this one I have Falling for Red by Serena Peer. And this is, like I said, a novella. It's part of the High Five novella series. You can read it as a standalone now. So we have Claire. She's a single mom, and there's a fire at the High Five bar where she bartends. She hides in the restroom trying to put it out, and she kind of gets stuck in there. He comes as a firefighter and rescues her and decides that he's really interested in trying to date her. She's very focused, though, because she's a single mom, and her child's father is kind of a jerk and makes things very difficult for her. So she's really not interested in getting involved with somebody at the moment. But Jake is Patient guy, he's kind of like this dominant alpha golden retriever. So with her, he's total golden retriever. Elsewhere, he's very like dominant alpha. Like he knows when to bewitch kind of with her. And so he's very patient with her. And I really enjoyed it.
Okay.
Oh, thank you.
Did you like to see my hand? My hand was in
I
the way.
did. That was
No.
very nice of you to
Great.
show the people your palm like that.
Yes. It shows that I'm open. I actually I don't know what that means. Okay.
I'm
Palm
right
up,
by
palm
you.
out. Okay. Anyhow, okay. So the next book I have, just never mind. We'll talk about it later. The next book I have is also another Devaney Perry. I swear she's not all throughout these books, but this is different. This is a different series. It's a different feel. This is The Outpost, and this is another one where he is a fire jumper. He is actually a retired fire jumper, but that is what his profession is. So again, he goes out into the woods. So this is about Sabrina and Bo. Sabrina is an investigative reporter for the Seattle Times, and she breaks open this case about the mafia in Seattle. When that happens, her mafia boyfriend, who she's just been dating to get the scoop, basically beats the crap out of her. And so she runs, she flees, she goes to Montana where her best friend is married or dating her happily ever after she got in a different book. And because the mafia is out to get her and they're looking for her, they all make this decision that Bo will take her out to one of these outposts out in the woods, and he will kind of stay with her off and on and check back in and that kind of stuff, and just make sure that she's okay until all of this can die down. And so that is what happens. He takes her out into the remote wilderness where he stays with her, and he kind of goes back and forth, but he'll stay with her for certain periods of time. And of course, things are going to start to develop. The firefighting does come into play here. Wildfires do come into play here. So I will just let you know that. But great book. It's a great book.
I have a question.
Yeah.
How disappointed were you when he takes her out to the woods, but it wasn't a captive situation?
Yeah, I know. Neither did he chase her either with a mask on. It was very disappointing. I wrote a very strongly worded letter to Devaney Perry over that.
0 stars.
No, the book was great. So,
Like, it was not that type of book, lady.
mhm.
You should maybe
I mean,
seek help.
I saw yeah, I saw a TikTok the other day where it was like it's time for men's lingerie line again, and it was all the masks in like
Oh, okay,
the
that makes
spooky
more
store.
sense.
Yeah,
Yeah, you confused me there for a second.
yeah, no, I yeah. Okay, what's your next book?
Okay, my next one is one that people are probably not super surprised I'm putting on here, but hopefully if you haven't read it, this will encourage you to go give it a try. That's All Too Well by Corinne Michaels. So our hero Lachlan is a firefighter. We have Ansley. She's coming back to town because she's a journalist and she needs to interview Lachlan. And Lachlan is her brother's best friend. They knew each other. Now they're not really on speaking terms very much, but she's going to try and get him to talk to her so she can get this this article. Gosh, why wouldn't that word come to me? This article written. So she goes back to where they grew up and she ends up renting this cabin. And the cabin is kind of one of those things where it looks like one thing in the picture and it's very different when she gets there. And it's not a safe place, but she's determined that she's going to stay there. It ends up catching on fire, and the firefighter has to come, or the fire department comes, and Lachlan is one of them. And so he's like insistent that she can't stay there. And from there, we have them, their relationship, starts to build from there. He is a single dad, and she starts to really bond with his daughter. It's just, oh, it's such a good book, and I'm probably not doing it justice. There's an Ultimate Frisbee League, which is hilarious. I love this book so much. It's a great start to the new series. And so go check this out. I love the firefighting scene when he has to come rescue her. The cliffs are fun.
Okay. All right. Well, I have another firefighting book. Are you shocked?
Shocking.
Yeah. So the next book that I have is Everything He Couldn't by Harlow James. So this is about our heroine, who is Evelyn, or she goes by Evie. At the beginning of the book, she is like big, fat, and pregnant. Like, baby, she's about to pop any day now. And the baby daddy, who is John, he and her get in a fight. They're pretty much together because, you know, they'd had this little fling. She ended up getting pregnant. And so they decided to stick it out and try to make a relationship out of this. But he has been drinking quite a lot. He is a firefighter. He is making some bad decisions. And so she has it out with him. She says some things that she wishes she could take back, because within the next 24 hours, he goes to a fire, goes to fight a fire, and he does not come home. He does not survive that fire. His best friend is Walker, and he is also a firefighter with him. And he feels a lot of guilt about the fact that John did not survive this fire for his own specific reasons. And so he does check in on Evie. He also has a crush on Evie. He's had a crush on Evie for years. And so then we see, we fast forward a little bit, a few months. Baby is now, you know, a few months old. And Evie's trying to make it on her own. And Walker has just started to come around when the grandparents, the dad's parents, the baby's dad's parents, come in and try to sue Evie for custody, to get full custody of their grandchild. And so she and Walker decide that they're going to get married, and they were going to have a marriage of convenience to help her case. But really, he's been all about her for quite a long time. So it's no skin off his back to actually have to marry her. But again, he's also wrestling with a lot of guilt. They both have a lot of guilt over what happened. So I really loved that one. That was great.
That was a depressing way to start telling us about a book and getting us excited to read it.
Oops. It's a really good book. It's got some really fun tropes. And I don't even like the marriage of convenience trope. And that worked for me.
I'm glad that the other guy was also a firefighter. This would have been a stretch.
Yeah, it would have been. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, what do you got next?
So for my next one, I'm now these are just firefighters by like this is their job, and it definitely plays a role into it, but we're done rescuing people because of it.
Okay.
But even well, yeah. Okay. Well, anyway. Right. So my next one is From Air by Julie Ann. And so we have Calvin is a firefighter. They are smoke jumpers, like Jessica's already talked about. And so there's several of these firefighters that live in this house together. And oh my gosh, what Jamie is a traveling psych man, why can't I ever talk? Psych nurse. Not psych, but psychiatric. Why can't I say that word?
What the heck are you saying? Psychiatrist?
No, psychiatric nurse.
Psychiatric nurse?
Thank you. I don't know. It won't come out. It just won't. I don't know what's wrong. Anyway, she's a traveling nurse. And so she is renting a room from them. They have a very strict no fraternization policy amongst the roommates. And so she's like, not a problem. Like, I'm just here for a short amount of time while I'm doing this. Well, Calvin is like really closed off. He's a grump. He has a big secret. And while the other people that live in this house greatly adore him, they also know, like, they understand him. And so his kind of assholey ways, they understand more. And so she actually just gives it right back to him. So they have fantastic banter in this. And he's very set on not having a relationship, but they end up messing around with each other, and you know there's going to be some connections and feelings that are happening, and then there's this big secret he has, and something's going to happen that's going to kind of shake up the whole situation. So the whole firefighting thing plays a really big role in this story. Sometimes books say they're like the hero's a firefighter, and it's like we get one sentence where he leaves to go to work or something, and that's not what any of these books are in this book rec video.
No. Okay, well, for my last one, I'm going to talk about the first book in a series. And I think you have to kind of read the series in order. And there's a lot of firefighting in these ones. So this one is Caught in the Flames by Casey Shea. So this is, the first book is, they're all different characters, you know, for each book, but this book's about Cassie. Cassie loves her some firefighters like we all do. And she moves next door. She moves into a new house and it's right next door to the fire hall. And they end up having like a cookout breakfast or something for the community. And that is where she meets Connor. Or no, sorry, not Connor. Chase. His name is Chase. I think Connor was his brother. Anyhow, Chase. And she and Chase start up a relationship. And this book is told in two different parts. We have the before and then we have the present. And so she and Chase start dating. He is keeping a lot of secrets from her. And she's just so head over heels in love that she's ignoring all of these red flags, all of these things that are coming up, which is going to end up in a little bit of heartbreak for her. But, you know, she still can't say no to some firefighters. And so it's really hard to talk about this book because it does somewhat have a love triangle thing to it, even though it doesn't, it kind of does. And, but there's just, trust me with this one, just go in blind. There's audio. It's great. All 4 books in the series are actually really good. The first and the second book are about 2 different couples. And then the third and fourth book is a duet for the last couple in the book. We see a redemption story. It's really good, but there's a lot of firefighting in these books. And I can't say too much more because like, it'll give away things that are really important and you don't want them given away.
Okay.
Okay, what's your last book?
Okay, my last book is one I just read, and it's a firefighter cowboy. So, I mean, he needs to be in this, right?
Yeah, of course.
So that's Embers of You by Maddie Daniel. So we have Sutton. Sutton is a dog groomer. She lives in California. Some stuff goes down with her family and she decides, I'm just done. I'm leaving. So it's very spur of the moment. She finds this job offered online for dog grooming up in this coastal Washington town. She gets hired just over the phone. And so she just packs up and heads off. So she gets there. And the dog grooming place happens to be right next door to the fire station where she's going to run into Jameson a few times. Jameson is your very typical calendar firefighter and is very good to look at. And there's one time when she's looking out the window and one of the clients is like, the view's pretty nice here, isn't it? So she is really like kind of closed off, not wanting a relationship because of all the stuff that went down. Jameson has recently just moved back to his hometown to care for his mom, who's pretty sick. He's got the ranch or farm type situation, all the horses to deal with and all that, plus the firefighting job that he has. When he comes into the dog grooming place, the cockatoo announces Hot Jameson is here, which is hilarious. So we have like a little bit of comedy in here. But it's also the story of the two of them. And there's, I would check triggers based on some things that do happen in the book if you might need to check triggers for things like that. But it's got some emotions to it, but it was really, really good. I enjoyed it.
Okay. Oops. Finger. There we go. Whew. All right. Well,
I hope I did it justice.
I kind of feel that with my last one, but again, there's not a lot I can say about it. So it is not a love triangle though, but it has love triangle-y feels. Anyhow, yeah. Okay, well, there you go. 10 firefighters to warm your fall.
Yes. And Mr. Goose is staring at me. He is outside and he wants to come in because it is cold.
Okay, well then let's wrap her up.
Let's do that. Okay. Well, make sure you check back on Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays and Wednesdays right now because we have some awesome lineups for you happening. We've really just, I feel, been very blessed with some of the authors that we've been getting on our channel. And so we hope you enjoy our Wednesday stuff. And we'll also have a Vegas thing for you on a Wednesday coming up.
Yes. Yeah, because we leave Thursday for Vegas. So
well, this is coming out when we're in Vegas.
Yes. But I mean, we're recording on Sunday. We leave on Thursday. I know that you guys are watching this on Saturday, so we're already in Vegas. But all right, guys, we're in Vegas. We're living it up.
Not riding the gondola.
Not really. We might be. I don't know. Been there, done that. Bought the T-shirt. But
exactly. When you keep saying it like that, it makes me think that you don't want to go on a romantic gondola ride with me.
I've done 2 of them. 1 each year we've gone. But okay,
Because
well,
one year we did the indoor, and one year I finally convinced you to the
yeah.
outdoor one,
So
and
let's
you
just go
didn't
to the
burn
wax
up
museum
in the
now, because
sun.
right next door to that is a wax museum. We can go in there and get creeped out by wax museum people. Or something else. Or we could be on a gondola. So who
So
knows?
check
Who
our
knows?
Vegas stuff and see which one of us won out. Did we go to the wax museum or did we ride the gondola?
Or did we do something completely different? So, all right, guys. Well, thanks for watching. We'll see you when we get back from Vegas in the next video.